Hello, everyone. Um, Welcome to this video today, which is on a bit of an unusual uh, topic or impact, rather, of narcissistic abuse. And I'll just read to you what I put on my Facebook page to sum it up. So the topic is, if you had narcissistic parents, it may be a good idea to consider being self-employed. Now, why do I say this? Well, if you grew up in a narcissistic household with a narcissistic parents, one or two, um, you would have been an employee since the first day of your life. So why do I say that? Well, as you may well know already, the narcissistic family unit is actually a mini business or enterprise. It's a family run business. It's been handed down through the generations. And, generations back, everyone's been fulfilling their role in the business. It's an organization that has functioned and still functions on the premise that every member must serve a part or a role within the system to ensure its success. You have to be a cog in the wheel, you have to play your part, and you have to use your skills for the aggrandizement of the family. And it's not just the family, really, what we're talking about here is you are there to serve the dreams and the wishes of the narcissistic parent, their goals. End of. That's what you're there to do. Not your goals, not your dreams. No, that's not why you're here. You're here to play your part so that they can get their needs met. So from day one, you will have been raised with the belief and brainwashed to believe that if you played your part perfectly, if the boss could use your life to make themselves happy and fulfill their wants and dreams for attention, admiration, and success. That's what the family business is all about, attention, admiration, and success. Then you would feel worthwhile. You'd be an asset. What more could you want? So you were enrolled as an employee. However, the thing is, if I'm honest, you didn't really want the role. You didn't really want the job. But you took it anyway. You took it on because your basic needs depended on having it. And your basic needs are shelter, food, shelter and food. So I wonder how many of you are today in jobs that you don't want, serving a corporation or somebody else, their dreams, their goals. You're a cog in the wheel. And you took the job because it will pay your basic needs. And you can use some of your skills to do it. But it's not really what you're here to do. Well, this may be an important time of the year as we start 2023 to ask yourselves, is this how you want to continue living out your life? You see, when you grow up in a narcissistic system, you are made dependent. You're made to believe that in order to survive, you have to be dependent. You can't be independent. In fact, with a narcissistic parent, they will threaten you with independence. They'll put the fear of God into you about being independent. And often there'll be the brainwashing that you wouldn't survive, you're not good enough, you can't cope. There may be enmeshment, which automatically robs the child of independence. There could be smothering. And as the scapegoat, if you're in that role, you'd be made to believe that you're an outcast anyway, that you'll be trying your whole life to be part of, to feel part of a group. So you will have spent your childhood feeling like there is a boss watching over you every minute, like you're walking on eggshells, and that their demands for your life come first. Your life is theirs. So you learned that if you cooperate with this and you have little needs yourself and you don't show unhappiness, you're just grateful for what you've got, then sometimes, well, not sometimes, you will always get your basic needs met, but sometimes you'll even get more than that. You might get a bonus. You might be excessively praised, or sometimes even too much. They might go over the board in their rewarding you. But either way, you were seduced at the start into your role with a dangling carrot, which promised great reward, all that you're looking for at some point, some distant point that was not specified. The carrot of finally being valued and loved for who you are. Now, that carrot was intermittently there at times, and you could almost taste it, but then it was suddenly removed, suddenly withdrawn, which made you try even harder, to work harder, to be more, to do more, to be more successful, to not displease. And you willingly gave your life to the demands of your narcissistic manager. And the parallels here with so many jobs today are quite clear. So you've had a narcissistic manager ruling your life, and that's your familiar. You learn to be institutionalized, so to speak, to be familiar with serving an employer, of serving their dreams and their abundance. So if you're familiar, may be in this safe space, this safe place, I wonder. And the safe place is total dependence on a narcissist to get your basic needs met. And many of us stay because we're given breadcrumbs, and those breadcrumbs are what we believe is more than if we leave. And if we don't have the breadcrumbs, we'll have nothing. And there's a terrible fear there, but it's a phantom. So the thought of stepping out and being your own boss, well, that may be, I don't know, how does that sit with you? To imagine being your own boss, dependent on you. What feelings come up for you? What would it be like to be free? Some may feel a bit scared by it, understandably so, because it's unfamiliar. But there may also be a sense of excitement. And for me personally, I still experience both of these actually. I did step away from a teaching role probably about 6 years ago now, and it was very, very scary to do. But the call to step out and face fears was stronger by that time. And the deep sense of not just wanting to be a cog in a wheel somewhere, of wanting to really use my skills and my desires for the good of the world, but also for my good too, because we don't want to be just an employee slogging away at a desk. That's not what we're here for. We're not parts in a machine. We're not here to serve some others' dreams. We're here to listen to our own and to take courage, and to take steps towards them every day, actually. What little step are you taking towards your dream for your life today? That's really important for adults who grew up in narcissistic households to keep taking those little steps towards your dream for your life, no matter how small. And I do the same. So as we heal, we realize that we can no longer have our lives be given to earning our basic needs, but hating our jobs, feeling like our jobs suck the life out of us, as they have done since childhood. We have to face the fears that the ego will bring up when we start to make these steps, start to make changes. You're going to be, honestly, it'll be hurricanes. You name it will come your way, and there's there's a requirement for courage. And I find that children of narcissistic parents, they do have a lot of courage. Actually, they've had to be very brave. So it's not something that's takes a long time to build. So the ego will say to you, you can't do it. What about homelessness? What about poverty? What about abandonment, guilt, shame, death? These are all things that will come up because ultimately that is the fear. But really, this whole thing is so symbolic. It's symbolic of what's required to be healed from narcissistic abuse, whether it's in childhood or in adulthood, in romantic relationships, but often those two are linked anyway. Leaving that narcissistic family unit is a scary concept. It brings up all the same fears, leaving the parent, leaving your narcissistic boss, but it must be done. Wanda, thank you for your comments here. Wanda says, I've wanted to be free for years. That's a prayer in itself, Wanda. And all prayers are answered. I'm a stay-at-home mum, and I feel like my living space is sucking the life out of me. Oh gosh, that's so hard. The environment that we're in, and your job at the moment, you're employed as a mother, and it sounds like the environment that you're in is feeling like it's robbing you of your energy and your life. I wonder, is there a way you can maybe change up that environment just in a little way? Just even if it's to bring in some flowers, or just little acts like that can really make a difference and start the momentum of change. It may seem impossible right now in your present situation, but don't let that deter you. You take steps, little ones if need be, little acts towards how you want to feel today and tomorrow and the next day, and they will gain momentum. I love that. I did bring herbs and plants. Wonderful. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you have any comments, please do leave them. It's great to get your feedback, and if there's anything else you'd like me to discuss here, please let me know. I shall see you again very, very soon for another live. Take care, everyone. Bye now.